All right, what's up, y'all? This is going to be video 2 of a 2-video series I will be doing. One video, my wrestlers that I hate or I dislike, and wrestlers that I love. In this video being the wrestlers that I love video. Now, the wrestlers that I dislike video, it may already be up at the moment that you're hearing this, or they may be up at the same time. I'm not really sure. But again, these are my opinions, so if you don't like them, that's very tough. But that's all there is, you know what I'm saying? Now, I think I'm gonna start this off with my favorite current superstar, and that is Carmelo Hayes, man. And I don't think people realize to the full extent of what Carmelo Hayes really has to offer, like for the rest of his career. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's a WrestleMania main event waiting to happen. You know what I'm saying? He's the total package. He has the look, he has the promo, he has the resume, he has the ability, he has everything it takes to be a megastar in this company, in any company for that matter. You know. I really hope that him and Braun Breaker become kind of like the John Cena and Randy Orton of the new generation, where they're just fighting forever. Cause I see those two as like the two main points of the future of this company. Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes have just been the main example of what I believe the WWE is going to be in the future, and I would hope that is what they become. But Carmelo Hayes has shown in every way that he is the real deal. He's currently, for my money, one of the most important parts of Friday Night SmackDown right now. Every time there's a boring show, a show that's not really the best as far as storyline goes, if Melo and Andrade get in that ring, they put on the best match of the night. And I gotta shout out Andrade as well, because it takes two, you know. But Melo and Andrade have been putting on the best content on SmackDown for weeks now with their whole Best of 7 series they got going on. And it's a story that's really based on just who's better than who, you know, and both of them have ended up getting in the way of LA Knight. Melo's getting his U.S. Championship match soon. I'm kind of weird about him getting the match this early, because I don't see any reason to have Knight lose the belt right now. So I'm like, in my head, I wasn't going to have Melo have the match until it was time for LA Knight to lose the belt, you know. But if LA Knight's just going to move right past Melo, that's where I was like, I don't think we should do that this early. But we'll see what happens. It'll probably end up being the main event of a SmackDown or something like that, which Carmelo will probably lose. But it doesn't really matter. This company has already shown that they know how good Carmelo Hayes is. His first night on the main roster, he had a match against Cody Rhodes. You know what I'm saying? If that doesn't tell you anything, they know how good this guy is. You know what I'm saying? And they're fully prepared to push him when the time comes, because they already know how good he is, you know. But yeah, Carmelo Hayes is just a beacon of what the future of the WWE is, and nothing can stop him now. Number 2, Bianca Belair, man. Now, Bianca, I don't say wrestlers are perfect very often. You know, I feel like there's very few wrestlers that like are perfect, and Bianca Belair falls under the perfect. She's under the perfect umbrella for me. There's nothing that Bianca Belair can't do. There's nothing that she hasn't come back from. She's shown that she can do a heel and a face. Not so much being on the main roster, because as soon as they made her a face on the main roster, she's basically the female John Cena. You know what I'm saying? She's a huge merch seller. The kids love her. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to turn Bianca Belair heel at this current moment. But if it ever comes down to it, she's shown in her early days at NXT that she can do it. And I think that's a testament within itself, that in development, she showed that she can be a heel. So if the main roster ever needs her to be a heel, all she got to do is go back to what she was doing before she was like really what she is now. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that she's one of the superstars that if her career goes the way I think it's going to go, and there's no reason why it shouldn't go this way, she's going to be one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time, by the time her career is over. You know, she's very early in her career. She's already extremely successful. Her repertoire is already top tier. She has the resume. She has the moment. She has everything that you need to be one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time, by the time her career ends. You know, you can make the argument now. I think it's a kind of a hollow argument, because she doesn't have as much time as a Becky or a Charlotte or a Sasha or a Bayley, you know. But if you give her the same amount of time, and if she gets the same amount of opportunity that she's been getting since, she's going to be clear of all of them. You know what I'm saying? If there was a new era of 4 horsewomen, Bianca Belair has to be the first one. You know, damn near she can be all 4. You know, she's just that damn good. So Bianca Belair is just absolute perfection. She's half of the tag team champions right now with Jade Cargill. I think Jay is just going to learn more as she's with Bianca, and we all know we're going to get a Bianca and Jade match at some point, but we'll deal with that when it happens. You know, I don't know who. I really don't know who wins that match. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea who wins that match, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. We're not even close to that at the point, but yeah, just I love Bianca Belair. I think she is one of the few perfect wrestlers in the world right now. Number 3, Oba Femi. Now, Oba Femi, as of today, is the longest reigning North American champion of all time. I have never seen a wrestler that, like, if you look up the word wrestler in the dictionary, a picture of Oba Femi should be staring at you. Like, he is the definition of a professional wrestler. You know, he's one of another person who just has everything. He's just like Melo and Bianca. They have everything that you need to be a main event superstar at some point. You know, he has the look, he has the theme song, he has the move set. He's just extremely intimidating. He can move fairly quicker than you would expect someone his size to move. You know, he has the promo skills. He has everything you need to be a megastar in this company. You know, I've been watching him since his days in Level Up. I was hoping that one day he would become this, but I didn't know he would be this big. You know, I didn't know he was going to be this good. I remember when I watched his first match on Level Up. It was years ago. It had to be like, I feel like he's been in NXT for a little while now, but I watched one of his first matches on Level Up a very long time ago, and first match I saw, I was like, I want this guy to be the best thing ever, and he's damn near the best thing ever. There's no one on NXT who's really ready to pin him. You know, if we're gonna take the championship off him, I would say do it in like a cage match or a ladder match. I would hope that he goes to the main roster completely unpinned. And I would do in the best case scenario, whatever show he shows up on, whether it's Raw or SmackDown, he needs to go and whoop whoever the world champion is. So if Gunther's still the world champion on Raw, Oba Femi needs to come in there and just demolish Gunther and become the new world champion that night. That's how I'm feeling. And same for Cody. I feel like Cody's a little bit more difficult because you got the whole Rock stuff and you got the Roman stuff, so it's kind of hard to just take the belt off of him when you got that stuff coming down the horizon. But in the scenario that Oba is still in NXT by the time Cody beats Roman and by the time Cody beats Rock, Oba Femi, man, he should be a world champion. And I don't see how you can. It's not like you say he's not believable, because you can take a look at him and see how believable he is. You know what I'm saying? He passes every test before the bell rings, and when the bell rings, he shows you everything else plus more. You know what I'm saying? So Oba Femi, my contention for one of the wrestlers of the year. So I love him, and there's no other way to say it. You feel me? And last but not least, Liv Morgan, man. Now, Liv Morgan, the main thing I've always seen in Liv is potential. You know, I've always seen the potential for her to be this major star. And like it or not, she is. You know what I'm saying? She's a part of the new generation of women's wrestling. Bianca, Rhea, Tiffany, Io. Liv is a part of that. You know, multiple time tag team champion, multiple time world champion, winning Money in the Bank, runner up at Royal Rumble. All of these things have shown that this company does care about Liv. But due to Liv not working on her promo skills the way I think she should, due to, I guess, whoever produced her matches not giving her enough time to do like a full move set, you know? Because like when Liv wrestles, she does like enziguri kicks, you know, she does baseball slides. She doesn't really do a lot of moves that we've seen she can do. You know, we know she has the ability to do it, and she's done it in great moments at certain times, repeatedly, you know. But it's like when it's time to go and do it, they hold her back, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I've seen people give her the same comparison to Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? How Ben Simmons always, if you're a basketball fan, you know, Ben Simmons always drops like a crazy workout video of him shooting the ball and dunking and doing all this crazy stuff. And then when the game starts, he'll do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he still gets paid somehow, you know? But the one thing I have to say about that is that you can't compare a basketball player to a wrestler because, one, wrestlers are being pre-produced, so they're literally being written to do, okay, you're going to do this move, this move, this move. Basketball, you're just going out there and feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Basketball is not scripted, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know. Wrestling is really just a script, you know what I'm saying? And Liv has to follow the script. If the script doesn't say do a 450, even though if Liv can do a 450, she ain't going to go out there and do one, or she's going off script, and that's not good, you know? So it's just like, I don't like the comparisons to the other sports because wrestling is so unique, you know. You're not just going out there and feeling it half the time, you know what I'm saying? Everything is planned. Everything is a you go 1, 2, 3, 4, you know. And the way Liv has been written these past few years, they just won't let her go out there and do what she can do to really wow the crowd. Now, surprisingly, or not surprisingly, really, she still has a huge fan base, you know. And throughout everything that this company has done, as far as not booking her championship runs the right way, not really making her believable as a heel because of her promo skills, all of this has led to Liv still being a huge star, just as far as fan base, you know what I'm saying? So obviously something is going right, you know, and I do think that Liv being world champion now is not the right way to do it, because like now it seems like she's just being champion to make sure Rhea doesn't have it, and that's a terrible motive for being champion to me. You know what I'm saying? I hate when the champions have the belt and there's like all I care about is making sure that their rival doesn't have it, and I'm like, bro, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be sustainable in your run. You have to be champion because you want to be champion, not because you're trying to block somebody else. Because as soon as that person that you're trying to block gets past you, what do you do now? Where's your motive at? You have no motive. You know what I'm saying? Now, I understand the whole revenge tour thing, but honestly, Liv already beat Rhea. You feel me? So the revenge tour should have been over the second time she beat her, or maybe the first time. You feel me? It was already done. But now this is going on for too long to where Raquel's in it now, and that leads to Raquel eventually turning on Liv. It's kind of like Camille and Mercedes in AEW. You know what I'm saying? We all know Camille's going to turn on Mercedes at some point, you know, and they always do that. Have the bodyguard come in and protect her, and then Liv mistreats Raquel too many times, and Raquel turns on her. Oh, and it's like, come on. You know, we all know Raquel and Rhea are going to have a match at some point. Raquel may win, maybe, which is scary because then Rhea's credibility starts to get a little weird, but I don't know. But it's too complicated now. It's way too complicated now. They added Dom into it. They added, Dom's already been in it, but they've added too much of Dom into it, you know. And it seems like Rhea cares more about Dom, and it's just too much, you know. So Liv has had 2 world championship runs that have been destroyed by creative. You know, the Ronda Rousey thing being trash, her tapping out, and then Liv still retaining the championship after everyone saw Liv tap out. That's what made the crowd turn on her, nothing else. I'm not going with the whole anything else. People tried to tell me a whole bunch of other things. No. The crowd turned on Liv because of that moment. Because the next SmackDown, when she had that interview with Kayla Braxton, the crowd was chanting, "You tapped out." And then everything changed at that point because she did. She tapped out and then won the match. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't even a heel. So you couldn't even say, oh, it's a heel work. No, she was a face. So what's that? Terrible writing. And then here we have a world championship run, which started off cool, but then leads back to terrible writing. You feel me? So yeah, I know what Liv can be. And if you're a Liv fan, you know what she can be as well. And you know she's not as trash as some people like to say. But at the end of the day, she's always going to be one of my favorites. And I think that she has the most potential out of a lot of people that are on the main roster right now, if given the correct opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And they give her opportunities, but it seems like they just always fumble it somehow, you know. And again, Liv has a lot to do with that too, you know. But I don't know. It has to be a 50-50 kind of thing. Creative has to work with Liv. Liv has to work with Creative. And then both of them have to collaborate to make this right, you know. But we'll see as time goes on, man. It's not the end of the world at all. Liv still has a lot of years left. And I don't think her hype is going down anytime soon. I don't think her fan base is going to dwindle. I think, in fact, it may grow, you know. But yeah, she's been one of my favorites, and she's always going to be that. And with this current world championship run, all we can do is sit back and see what happens, man. But yeah, man, those are my favorites. You know what I'm saying? If you got any other wrestlers that you want me to give my opinion about, let me know in the comments down below. If you like the video, subscribe. If you're new, subscribe. If you have not already, comment down below what kind of video you want me to do next. Stay safe, and I love you guys. Praise God. And I will see you in the next video, man.